Republican-led House could present a surprising challenge for big businesses. Republicans and corporate America have long been allies, but now experts say the GOP could punish big businesses for taking a stand on social issues that Republicans say are none of their business. One example, Disney. Experts say Republicans could pursue a congressional investigation into the company after CEO Bob Chapek spoke out against Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill. And then there's Georgia-based Delta, which criticized the state's 2021 controversial voting rights bill. Joining us now is John Hope Bryant, founder and CEO of Operation Hope, and Vivek Ramaswany, founder and executive chairman of Strive. Guys, here's my personal theory. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong on this. American politics has traditionally been this bell curve with the vast majority of the American people right there in the middle, but that's been flattening, and in a polarized country, there's just more and more people out on the edges of that curve. So businesses have always wanted to stay neutral and stick in the majority with the middle, but more and more companies are going to get pulled to those poles as their customers demand they take a stand on these hot button issues, as we've seen. And all of that means that some really tough choices are coming for CEOs across the entire economy here. Vivek, tell me if that's wrong, if I'm wrong in thinking that this is going to get a lot tougher for CEOs and not easier.
I think you're right that it's going to get a lot tougher for CEOs. I have a slightly different take on what's gone on in the history here, though. I don't think it's just a matter of the middle going to polarized fringes. I think it's more of a game of ping pong, right? Before the 2008 financial crisis, big business effectively was able to use the Republican Party to advance its ends. That culminated in the 2008 financial crisis and the bailouts that followed it. After that, you had about a decade or a decade and a half when the Democratic Party then was able to do the same thing. As big business was really placating the Democratic Party over those 15 years, now the relationship with the Republican Party has come to a breaking point, and you see this game of ping pong going back and forth. I personally think that the country is better off if there isn't one party that happens to be in bed with big business. I don't think Republicans, Democrats, or independents are better off. I think it's a good thing to see a breakup between the Republican Party and big business in this country. And you know what? I think that there's also an opportunity for bipartisanship here in areas like Section 230 reform, in areas where big business, including big tech, has managed to manipulate both parties over the last 15 years. This could actually be an opportunity to rein in corporate overreach and the impact of corporate overreach on American democracy.
But, John, don't you see a situation here where companies are increasingly going to have to follow their employee base, as we saw in the case of Disney, also their customer base, as we've seen with other companies across the economy, in following them to some of these social issues that the employees and the customers want the companies to take a stand on?
Yeah, this is a radical movement of common sense, really. I mean, it's not complicated. It's really about, we're talking about reason, revenue, and talent. The election last night was really America coming back to a place of reason. They said enough with the nutcases, enough with the craziness, enough with people on the far left and the far right. Give me a radical movement of common sense. What companies want are revenue and talent. And big companies and small ones need to have values. You need to stand for something. And by the way, we've been here before. And by the way, big companies are made up of the same thing as small companies are made of. Working class people who want a way of life, want a vacation, want a company who believes in them and provides a service that's better than what they're a little bit better than what they're paying for. And everybody wins, doing well and doing good. We've been here before, by the way. It was the 1960s, where, by the way, the perception is the government integrated the South. That's not true. Actually, it was business. The businesses who took down the whites-only signs in the cafes, at the soda shops, at JCPenney, big business, at Woolworths, back then, big business, at the owners of the bus companies, which were businesses, because it was bad for business. And when they did that, their company revenue soared. And of course, we saw the social problem at the same time. We're sort of at that inflection point. Again, there's nothing controversial about voting rights, by the way. And Delta, by the way, has surged.